we're going to leave out the BS and the fun for a different video, but in this one, let's get serious and show you exactly what we did to take this store from zero to $180,000 per month. And obviously I'll refresh this for you just so you know it's legit, and we did this in under a month. So here's exactly the process we used, what type of products we ran, what type of offers we ran, what ad strategy we used, just revealed, so you can copy this in your own dropshipping stores and let me know how it goes. So here's a store we took from zero to $180,000. This store didn't even exist back in March, and April was our first proper month of just slightly testing to see if this product has some potential. And we did $23,000 in the entire month of April, and the store did not even exist in March. Well, you could debate if it existed in March or not. It did about $295 in the entire month of March. So very, very new store. And it's not the only store we've scaled. It's another one that we've done about since December, when we actually properly started this store. We have done just about $408,000 on this one as well. But enough of showing you proof. You know what we do. You know how we do it. I have enough proof everywhere. But let's dive straight into exactly how we found the product, what products work, what products don't work, and more importantly, dive into exactly these brands. We build hybrid stores, and I've explained this concept in my other videos, but just to give you a quick brief on exactly how it works is where you have a broad store with a broad name where you can test and try anything you want. You have a broad name, so you can literally have any product on there, but the catch is you only run one product at one time. If the product doesn't work, you can just switch out that product to a whole new product without having to go ahead and build a whole new store. But if it works, then you just go ahead and narrow it down from there and build a whole branded store. But this way, you are allowed to test any product you want, and just saves yourself a lot of time and money. Let's dive into the exact process in terms of how we've gone ahead and scaled these stores. Before I dive into that, I am now going to show you exactly how to fish. I'm not going to give you the fish. I'm going to show you exactly how to fish. If I just show you the product, if I just show you the ads, if I show you everything, you still would not be able to make it work if you don't know how to catch the fish. So my goal with this exact training is to show you exactly how to fish. Now, the most important part is, why should you listen to me? There's tons of pretentious people online. Why me? Now, obviously, if you've been following me for a while, you know this. I've been doing this almost 7 years now. We've scaled multiple stores, helped multiple people, hit massive numbers, and we've done it time and time again. This is one store that we took from zero to $20,000 per day in the health market. There's another one that we took from this one I just showed you. We did $415,000 in 4 months. And here's another one we took to over $800,000 in the first year of this health and wellness brand as well. And I've helped hundreds of people start and scale their dropshipping stores from scratch. I actively run and operate my own brands. And no, I do not have a course. In fact, I've bought every single course you could ever imagine when I first started off. When I first started off dropshipping, when I first started off e-commerce, I've bought every course you could probably imagine at that particular point of time. I've literally done it all. And I've done it again and again across multiple stores. I have enough proof on my highlights for you to just go ahead and check out for yourself. This video will be too long if I just go over every single brand. Now, let me guess. You're either someone who wants to start, but doesn't know where exactly to start, or you're someone who's already tried and is literally tired of watching YouTube videos. And look, I get it. YouTube videos will confuse you. They will lead you to nowhere. And one video will tell you one thing, the other video will tell you another thing, and you're going to get confused. I know that because I was there for the longest time. You don't need a new website for literally every product you test. You don't need thousands of dollars to burn through every product test. And more importantly, you don't need to hunt for the next viral trend. I'm going to go over exactly how the hybrid store process works in a little bit more detail before I go into the exact meat and potatoes of what we do with this brand. But this concept is so important that you need to use that for every single store that you use moving forward or run moving forward. And you'll only need one store, because this way you don't have to build 5, 10, 15 stores. And more importantly, you don't need to buy any random courses. You don't need to go ahead and actually, just learn from any random YouTube video moving forward. You'll have a clear roadmap in terms of what to do and what not to do. This was my first store ever. When I first started off almost 7 years ago, this was my first store ever. I sold literally all bracelets. And more importantly, you can laugh at me. You can laugh at me for that because that was me as a young teenager trying to figure this stuff out. Now, I've tried hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of products when I was first starting off. And literally, nothing seemed to work at that time. And before I dive into, or before you think, oh, he's going to pitch me something, hey, here comes the man. No, I'm not going to. I only work with people one-on-one. And that's the only way you'll get the results that you actually go ahead and need. Now, DM me for more information. Let's dive into the actual source in terms of why you came here. Now, this case study will show you exactly and prove to you why this works. And if you stick around, I'll give you a gift in the end as well. So let's dive into the product selection part of the process. Now, whenever I pick products, the most important thing I look at, my answers to all these questions should be a yes. A resounding yes is a more important part, right? So first things first, does the product have a large market appeal? Is it a massive market that I'm actually targeting? Is it beauty, health, fitness, home decor, any of these markets that I know is massive? Does it have a proof of concept? Has it been scaled previously? Has this exact product been around for a long time? If it has, that's not saturation. That's not like, okay, I can't sell it. It's more so opportunity because if it's been around for a while, it's working. That's the most important part. That's how you look at it. Does it have a high perceived value? If I go ahead and sell a plastic phone case, you will see that this product doesn't have a doesn't have a perceived value. There's some products that look expensive but are not. You want to go after those type of products which have a higher perceived value, which look more expensive than they actually are. Right? That's the most important part because you are not going to sell $20 phone cases. You're not going to sell $10 products. You're going to sell expensive stuff. You're going to sell stuff that actually has a decent margin to play around with as well. And does it have a passionate target market? If it doesn't, does it solve a big enough problem? It can be in the baby niche, the home decor niche, fitness, sport, any animal, whatever the case may be, right? Does it have a passionate market behind it? That's the more important part. That's what you want to be targeting as well. Does it have a wow factor? If I look at the product and I'm like, okay, this product is great, will your customer be like, wow, I've not seen this before, or I have seen this before, but I need to buy it today because of X. Because of X, your offer, it could be absolutely anything. The offer, and I'll dive into the offer in a second as well. And more importantly, this is probably the most important part of this equation, is that does it have enough content available online? Because there'll be a lot of products that you go ahead and run which will have little to no content available online that you can go ahead and use. It's very important to have enough pieces of content, and that is how you will really be able to properly scale to the next level. You don't want to go ahead and have a product that has, zero videos, zero images. You can't scale like that. So the more important part is you have to have a good amount of content available for the particular product that you're going ahead and testing. So yeah, a large target market appeal, beauty, home decor, fashion, health and wellness. Women buy a lot online compared to men. It should be a problem solving and more importantly, insecurity solving product. This is one of the most important parts. If it doesn't solve insecurity, if it doesn't solve a problem, or if it cannot be sold to a massive, large demographic, it cannot be scaled. Proof of concept. Has someone already scaled it? Is it already being scaled? That's the more important part as well. If it has been scaled before, can you go ahead and run the product with a different angle or a different way of selling it? Can you do that? And more importantly, is there enough content or TikTok style content available for the product, right? If it's just random, low quality, 360p videos, it's not going to work. You have to have enough content that's high quality, which is UGC style content. That's what you guys want. And you can find them anywhere. You can find them on TikTok, on PP ads, on any software you need. You can find them anywhere. And that's the most, I would say, one of the most important parts of this presentation. You need to have enough content available for the product. And before you ask, yes, it is okay. In my experience, I've never had an issue with using someone else's piece of content in the start, and then just to test it out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you didn't have to waste time just making your own content. Once it works, then you start making your own content. Then you order the product yourself. You do all that stuff later. But in the start, you need to make sure you have enough content available for the product. Now, it should also have a high perceived value. It should not look like a cheap product. You don't want to sell $20 products which are cheap and which are one-time purchase. You want to sell products that, even if it's a lower average order value, your customers buy again and again from you. If they will, then you have something there. But if they won't, you don't want to sell a one-time $20, $25 product. That doesn't make sense. Do not sell products that look cheap, that are plastic, that are junk, that are trends. Completely stay away from that. Because everyone who's new with dropshipping, new with e-commerce, they look for, okay, what's trending, what's working well right now, right? And they don't go after, okay, this has sold well for the last 5 years. I will just sell this and have a different way of selling it, outcompete my competition. This is how you look at it. This is how you think about e-commerce, because everyone's just chasing the next hot trend. Everyone's just chasing the next hot winning product. Whereas you, on the other hand, will sell boring products which actually solve a problem which has been around for a while, and more importantly, have your own twist to it. And how do you have your own twist to it? I will dive into that in the offer section in a second. But where do you look for these products in the first place? You look for these products by keeping your eyes open. Winning products are literally all around us. You'll find winning products at the airport, when you're traveling, wherever. You'll find products that just seem right. And this is how I found one of my first winning products, is I just found it in real life. And I was like, okay, this works and this is making sense. So I went ahead and started doing more research behind that. But keep your eyes open. The second way, my whole goal with this is to keep it extremely simple. I don't have to gatekeep anything. So here's Amazon. That's also one good way to actually do product research. And more importantly, this is one of my favorite ones recently, it's Temu. Now basically what Temu is, it's the manufacturer, it's the agent. And Temu is literally the person who actually, it's a B2B platform mainly for manufacturers, right? And they literally have, and they know what products are working well. So if you just go on Temu, and if you just simply go on the bestseller section, you will find some gems just by looking at that, right? And this is too much sauce for a YouTube video. It's too much sauce for a training, and I'm still going to give it to you guys. Besides that, go through our criteria checklist that I've just gone over previously. Does it have a market which is always growing? Baby, fitness, home decor, beauty, whatever. Or is it something that solves insecurity? It's the biggest point. Insecurity could be weight loss, teeth whitening, acne, anything, right? If it solves insecurity, it will always do well, by far. How do we maintain good margins? Obviously, with our stores, we had bundles. We had a great bundle option, and we used this app called Kaching Bundles on there. That worked really well. We also had cart upsells, so we upsold similar products, or even if it was a free gift, we had to give the free gift over here so the customers could claim that free gift. And this is what worked really well, because that just drove the average order value to whatever it was to now, $75, $80, like a much higher average order value, because I've had customers who almost every single person buys an upsell. So that is extremely important. The app that we used for this was called Upcart. Now I'm going to dive into the more important part of this video here. This is the most important part of your dropshipping store moving forward in 2025. It is your offer. So here's exactly how to make your offer so good that people literally feel stupid saying no, right? So you see, more importantly, people just sell buy one, get one free, sort of 50% off offer. Everyone does the exact same thing. No one's innovating here. But you have no chance of standing out like that. The way you go ahead and actually stand out is by having an offer that's so good that even if it's the same product that's been presented to you so many times, this offer is different. So you consider buying from this person rather than someone else. So I'll give you an example of a store that's doing over $3 million per month and just show you exactly what offers they're using, because it's the exact same structure we use for our exact store that we have right now. Right? So this is what I call the value stack offer. Now, basically what this is where you give a big, strong claim in the start that, hey, I will help you, or this product will help you lose this much weight, or at least arbitrary outcome. In this case, these guys have done 2 pant sizes and boost confidence, because what is the customer looking to do? This is a weight loss product. They're looking to boost their confidence. They speak their customer's language, and more importantly, they give 3 free gifts. Now they sell this for like $79.99. Probably cost the whole hoop cost them like probably like $15, $20 to actually just ship out. Probably a little bit more than that. They're also giving a free sweat belt. Sweat belt costs them $3 or $4, and they're giving a sweat cream which costs them like pennies. So their cost of goods is very, very low, but what they've done is they've just crafted a very irresistible offer. If you, on the other hand, compete with these guys who are just selling the hoop alone, you're not going to stand out. It's the exact same thing, and people would not prefer buying from you. If these guys are charging $15, $20 more, but they are giving these free gifts away, obviously just bumping up the price, this is what will win. This is the type of that will win. These guys are also going a step further and going ahead and giving a digital course and a community away with it. That is also something that will work for any type of product you sell, especially if it's an insecurity solving product. If it is, this will always sell extremely well. So value stack bundles are also a big thing. So as you can see, they've given, this is the main offer that they actually have, and they've also given an offer for a downsell for a cheaper price. So people who don't want to pay the whole offer, they can also opt for something cheaper, which will just not give them the sweet tea or whatever, in this case, the offer is. So you obviously, this will be a main offer, but you also give a downsell offer for customers who don't want to pay that much. And you also have an upsold offer, like a more expensive offer, where you give even more stuff away. This is it's a solid way of not only just getting more sales, but B, also just making sure that customers have the highest average order value in the game. This is the best way to go about it. So if you like the case study so far, drop in a like, and I'll make more of these. And value add is just go ahead and drop in a subscription as well, because if you don't, you probably may never see my videos again, because it will get lost in the e-com wilderness, right? So far you've learned exactly how or what type of products to look for, where to find those products, and more importantly, the value stack of. And now we're going to dive into the ads and creatives. It's the most important part as well. So humans are social animals. They love being a part of something, and more importantly, they love status. People buy for status, and this is the exact pyramid you need to actually go ahead and study when you're actually selling any type of product. Where does your product stand in this pyramid? Now, ads. Okay, this is the most important part. A good creative will literally make or break your success with Facebook ads. This is by far the most important part with your Facebook ads or with any type of advertising platform you actually go ahead and run your ads on. The strategy doesn't matter. The buttons you click doesn't matter. What matters is your creative. What are you selling and how are you selling it? If you see it's something that customers will actually go ahead and love to at least watch the whole video, the entire focus in the start should be on the hook of the video, the first 3 to 5 seconds, which will actually get them to watch the remaining of the video or get them to actually go ahead and click on to your website. This is extremely important. The first 5 seconds, the first 3 to 5 seconds are something that will just grab your customer's attention. The hook, by far the most important part of your video ad. If you just focus, I would say 90% of your effort onto creative testing, on just making the best creative, that is well spent, as opposed to just going ahead and actually launching random ads with random stolen videos. You have to really focus on the videos. Now, even if you're taking someone else's videos, you can just go ahead and actually edit that up a little bit and just, trim it up a little bit as well. Typical flow is you show the problem, you show how the product solves the problem, you show the benefits, you show social proof, and you have a call to action in the end as well. Now, the second phase is when you actually start testing it, you just launch broad ads. I've just ran broad ads for pretty much all of my products now. When you have actually start getting sales, then you narrow down from that, right? And then obviously you need to know your numbers, your break-even point, your break-even ROAS, and then when you know your numbers, then you can actually properly start scaling up. Right? I'm not going to cover scaling too aggressively in this video, but I'm just going to show you exactly how I tested this product to figure out this product was a winning product. Right? So I only tested, now majority of the times I leave my ads broad. I don't go ahead and just keep everything like one interest, but I do interest. I do have some broad interests, but majority of them are just broad, right? And that's what has worked really well for us, is just keeping everything broad. And also worldwide, we've done worldwide ads a lot. It's been really profitable for us. We've done a lot of US, UK, Canada, Australia, the big four ones. I've also in some ad sets excluded the US from that, and even those are doing well. Most of them are just broad. Like I don't narrow down at all. I just focus all of my attention on my creatives, because this is what actually makes a difference at the end of the day. You can test one country per campaign, or you can just go ahead and actually stack countries if you want as well. For me, I stack countries. That's worked extremely well for us. And I start with an ABO campaign always. I would do 20 to 25. I don't usually do 10 anymore, but you can start off with 10 if you're on a very tight budget. But 20 to 30 would be a sweet spot, right? That's where you can really start getting data very quickly to see if the product actually has juice or not in the first place. That's exactly what you want to do. Now, you can have 3 or 4 videos or images under each ad set. Now, each video on that should be different. And obviously, make sure you take your time and don't get overwhelmed. So again, the whole case study should highlight one important thing, is that the KISS formula is extremely important. You need to keep it literally stupid simple, and this is the game, and this is exactly how I do it. Here's what's worked for us, and more importantly, here's exactly what can literally work for you as well. If you work on everything all by yourself, it's going to take you time. If you want my help, my team's help to actually go ahead and literally start you from scratch wherever you are at and help you build a long-term brand from the get-go, I do work with people one-on-one. Just DM me the word guide on IG or X, whatever works for you, and we can talk a little bit more in depth.